is government aware that 12.52 acres of land which is there with the Navy, which was to be handed over to airport authority, has still not been handed over, not a single square inch?
First issue I raised with Prime Minister was that, and we are now holding some meetings. One meeting we held for the work. In fact, we were pressing for completion of terminus which was beyond schedule by more than a year. It was supposed to be finished by May 2012. It should have been inaugurated now. Now they have rescheduled it to May 2003. I spoke to the chairman of the airport authority and told him that you complete it by December. Because of that, they have blacklisted the contractor and they have stopped giving him any other orders. So that contractor is putting now more force on that airport, and I expect it to get over by at least February, if not December. So that once that is now moving, I will take up the issue what you have mentioned.
No, see, if this 12.52 is not transferred to the airport authority, your remaining 7 aero bridges will not come up. That means your expansion from, imagine 7 are being reduced, only 4 aero bridges are coming. That is going to be the size of the airport. Next, let me finish, then you can answer. The next thing is, you said about parking that the previous government dropped and all that. Whatever it is in their wisdom, the government dropped. But at that point of time, it remains a matter of record, which then deputy collector has pointed out land available outside the wall of the Navy, which is much more than what was sought to be acquired there only. And even the collector has opined that time in writing. I think the file has come to you, you are aware also. Just by the name coming on Form 1 and 14 belongs Navy, they don't become the owners. For almost a year and a half, they have been asked different hearings, produce document, how you are owning the land. They have not been able to produce anything. You see the amount of land that has been usurped by the naval authorities or the defense authorities. I am not against them, but they should learn to coexist, protect civilian interests. So my interest is at no cost, because of that land acquisition which was dropped, airport expansion has been compromised. In fact, you should also have the flyovers there. You should, the money will go for that also. The cost of the state government also will go up. You have to cooperate with National Highway Authority, local PWD, your government, airport authority. All these factors are there. All this has to be factored inside.
Normally those questions can be replied in the demands. But I will just give him short replies. Number one, when the decision to drop that land acquisition was taken, I think after that almost 2 years the government was in picture, they did nothing in actually doing the survey. Now that question came, 149th Navigation Availa. We know, I am aware, that acquired land is up to their compound. The balanced land does not belong to Navy, though it has the same survey number because acquisition. So we have asked the survey department to conduct survey and fix the boundary lines.
Yeah.
So that would solve that problem. So they will get addition. Now, what I told you, I was not pointing to the right or wrong because that matter is sub judice. So let High Court decide on whether the acquisition was right, dropping was right or wrong. I will not go into that. I will only say that that is one of the components of the project.
Yeah, that is it.
You said that the expenditure is reduced. The reason of reduction is not because someone is trying to reduce, double is important. The reason of the reduction is because some component went into dispute, therefore you can't spend the money there, in that place. That is the reason. That is what I explained you.
Just 1 minute. Honorable Chief Minister, the land on the airway side, 12.52 acres means 12 acres. That has not been handed over. There is, instead of which was in the original plan, work would have started for all the 11 aero bridges. That is where your whole estimates have come down. That is what I am saying. There is another issue, another issue of a petrol dump, which is there where you park the aircraft. The airport naval authorities petroleum dump is there. They were supposed to shift that also. That also is not being done. It is right in the middle. God forbid, if there is an accident, the entire airport, all the aircraft will burn off. Can they not move little further? I think little bit of negotiation, discussion, meeting at the Prime Minister level along with Chief Minister will solve this problem. It has to be taken up in right earnest. That is what I want. So that people of South Goa and entire Goa get a signal at no cost. Double M Airport will continue to survive as a truly international airport, and people will not lose their livelihood, whether they are taxi drivers, stakeholders, other people who are dependent on that. That is what message has to go.
Message depends on the will of the government. And I can tell the honorable member that this government guarantees the house that Dabolim will not be affected in any way.
Very good.
Even if the MOPA starts. These are questions, because any time you do anything, mind you, the first expansion project was done by me of Dabolim. When Sripat Naik was Civil Aviation Minister, and that time I will bring it to the notice of the House that the 4-lane which was going straight, anyone can stand there and see the road. You will find a banana kick to the 4-lane. That kick was directed by me by shifting 4-lane by about 90 meters to the right next to the railway. We acquired that additional land for 4-lane and shifted it, thereby creating the space where the new terminal is coming. Grid separator, what you are talking about, national highways entry and all that, we have discussed this even with the planning commission when I went there on 10th, and that is one of the important infrastructural issue which we will tackle with the central government, and we will do it. That is two. About Navy, I told you that I wanted to first speed up the work which is being completed. जेवण जेवता असताना स्वीट डिश आम्ही लास्टाक खाता, पयली पोट भरता, तशें हे पयली जावनी चालू जावन एकदाचें करनाली, हें थांबलां तें थांबलां. I will take up the Navy issue now once this work has already started moving.
Shri Carlos,
because I would just like to ask the Minister, CM some question. This is regarding the parking there. Is there any provision this kept for parking in the expansion? See, because we have got about 400 taxis there now. Is there any provision for parking of taxis? At present, there are about 400 taxis there which are operating from the airport.
No, taxi विषय नव्हतो.
Any parking in the expansion plan?
After expansion, there is already a building coming up which has a capacity of more than 550 vehicles. That is बोवाळ घालपाची कांयच पार्किंगाची गरज ना. If you see, जे कोण विमानान येता पळय तांच्यांनी पळोवचें, ना जाल्यार कोणाक विमानान येवपाची संदी मेळना तांच्यांनी भायल्यानच्यान वचचें. एअरपोर्टचें टर्मिनल आहा पळय ताच्या उजव्या हाताक देर इज अ बिल्डिंग कमिंग अप. That is a parking arrangement. It has a capacity of 550 plus roads, ashillo open space, ground level parking is about another 500 available. So 1000, and another 800 is being created. What he was talking about, Navy claiming their land. It is not Navy's land. It is a Comunidad land, and that boundary जी आसा पळय ते कितें जाला, एक्विजिशन करता आसतना सर्वे नंबर जो मेन्शन केलो ताका पार्टिशन केलेंच ना. बाउंड्री करून पार्टिशन करपाची गरज ते केलें ना, त्यामुळे ती नेव्ही आपल्याच.
Thank you, sir.
Since we are on the same issue and Honorable Chief Minister raised the issue of MOPA also along with it, I have a question, but I just want to say this, that since for MOPA we are going very slow on the acquisition. Now MOPA is a greenfield airport.
No, we will come to MOPA next.
No, sir, Mr. Speaker, sir, it is part of the House, because it's part of this, it is connected with this Dabolim airport also.
That is the next
and
question.
the difficulty that
Just
there is,
next question.
difficulty that there is, parking, etc. Wherever there is uncultivated land, please acquire it at MOPA. Because uncultivated land is there. I have moved on foot all over the place. So kindly do the need. Because for the future, we have to look at the future of the next 25 years.
Navy is 2.52 acres, not 12.
12.52 acres.
It is 2.52. 2.52. I was also wondering. Total was 12.52. Balance is our land, we have given our land. Navy's land is only 2.52, which is blocked. That is required for that aero bridges.
Yeah, that 2.5, that from the airways side.
Okay.
That is the airways side they have not given.
Current hajer 4 आणि 2 100 सुद्धा करूं येता. 100 7 कडेन वचपाक येता current hajer. It's about 6 times the existing terminal. They will expand it in future आणि fuel dump घालूंक जाय. तांच्यांनी जे पळय मोपाचे ग्रीन फिल्डाचे म्हणले मोपाची जमीन एक्विजिशन स्लो स्पीडीन वचना. काही लोक कोर्टान गेल्ले, त्यामुळे 666 एकर जमीन about 26 lakhs and odd. We had to start the process again. Section 4 will be issued anytime. There are
Urgency clause. Urgency clause.
Urgency clause there is now. Currently we will complete the process in 3 to 4 months. Court has said that give hearing to them. Only to those who went to the court. So the number has become limited. We will give them the hearing and we will take due care of them. As I said, land policy will take care of all these people. I understand their plight. पण एअरपोर्टाक हांवें जमीन घेतली स्ट्रीप हेवटेतली 3000 घेतली आनी तेवटेतली 1000 घेतली मदली 100 मिटर म्हजे कडेन ना अशें जावंक शकना. ती सलग आसा. आतां काही जाता तातूंत आरोप आसा की आजूबाजू कोणे लोकांनी जमनी घेतल्या म्हणून. हांव आतां सगळ्यांचे रेकॉर्ड मागयता आनी अश्यो कोणे घेतल्यार त्यो एक्वायर करुया म्हणजे ताका फायदो मेळचे न्ही किंवा ताचेर कितें तरी घालुया टॅक्स.
Because of last query, when we are talking of parking, that parking, Honorable Chief Minister said 550 parking पै केला. ते फकत त्यांचे व्हेकला लागून. टॅक्सीज विल नॉट बी अलाउड, ब्लॅक एंड येलो और टुरिस्ट. त्यांनी व्हेरी क्लियर केला दॅट स्टोरीड पार्किंग इज फॉर द इंटरनल त्यांचे CISF म्हणनाका एअरपोर्ट स्टाफ बाकीचे बिकॉज ऑफ सेक्युरिटी रिझन्स दे कॅनॉट बी अलाउड इनसाइड. आता सध्या परिस्थिती ब्लॅक एंड येलो टॅक्सी रस्त्यार, टुरिस्ट टॅक्सी रस्त्यार कितलेशे ऍक्सिडेंट जाता. सो ते पार्किंगा लागून ते दुसरी जमीन आणि बाकीचे सोय करची पडटली.
The Chief Minister in his reply said that a particular component of the project has been removed after de-acquisition of the land by the previous government. I would like to know whether this component of the project has been substituted adequately. In this, I would like to make reference to my colleague Carlos's predicament of parking. Now, whether the Chief Minister also has spoken about the will of the government. I would like to know whether it is within the will of the government to reacquire the de-acquired land as has been done in Kandoli for parking of some beach involving the then MLA. His land has been reacquired. Will you use the same formula here? Reacquire a de-acquired land so as to maintain parking for the continued operation of Daboli Airport? If so, when?
पयलीं म्हणजे कांदोळी बेटीत लँड रिएक्वायर करूं ना. गव्हर्मेंट टूक अ व्हेरी क्वेश्चनेबल डिसिजन ऑफ रिटर्निंग द लँड बॅक आफ्टर 30 years of acquisition and that was done specifically, and I make this very clear allegation, specifically under pressure from the MLA. Very clear, you can see it on the file. I'm not going into further because that is not the question. So it is not reacquired. The matter was challenged by Sarpanch of Kalangut, Joseph Sikera, into the court, High Court. And when matter came before the High Court, government had to take a stand. The current government thought it is, one is he is no more MLA, and number two, probably, so that's why I don't want to take the name. The government took a decision that this is not a proper decision. Therefore, we said our cabinet to give back the land is being reversed. So it is not reacquired.
Because now in this case you feel it is a proper decision?
In this case, the de-notification process was done after Section 6, but before the completion and taking charge of possession of the land. So technically the process is already negative. That means the land has been already denotified from the list of acquisition. We have acquired balance 56,000, around 56, right? 56,000 and handed over these 56,000 to airport authority for their work, for parking and other work. The area which was denotified, we have noticed that there are some buildings coming up there.
Yeah.
Now High Court had not stopped it totally, though they said that it is at your risk. The matter is before the High Court. There is already people who have approached the High Court. We will go by the High Court decision on that. I have no special attachment or detachment on that issue. But we are not making airport authority to suffer. Therefore, we have started acquiring the land which is just outside Navy's compound. While I respect Navy,